Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NDN TV Nigeria. Click on the subscribe button and be the first to get notifications. And now, let's join ace broadcaster MAMODE AKUGHA as he takes us inside the Niger Delta.
Hello out there and welcome to the program. It's Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region. I'm your regular host, MAMODE AKUGHA.
Inside the Niger Delta.
The Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, Dr. Samuel Ogbuku, has charged the inaugural Board of Directors for the Niger Delta Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Trade, Mines and Agriculture to ensure accountability and transparency in discharging their duties. Dr. Ogbuku, who inaugurated the board last week to oversee the activities of the Chamber of Commerce in boosting small and medium-scale businesses in the region, noted that they must operate without bias or any hidden allegiance that will undermine the overall socio-economic advancement in the region.
To stimulate socio-economic activities and ensure shared prosperity across the oil-rich Niger Delta region, the Niger Delta Development Commission NDDC facilitated the establishment of the Niger Delta Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Trade, Mines and Agriculture ND-SITMA in February 2023. The Chamber of Commerce will promote local businesses, coordinate economic development efforts, and provide other necessary services and training to the business community in the oil-rich region. Last week, the Chief Executive Officer of the Commission, Dr. Samuel Ogbuku, who was represented by the Executive Director of Finance and Administration, Alaba Boma Iyaye, inaugurated the 36-member Board of Directors chaired by Ambassador Idiare Bogo Ogan from Rivers State.
Amen. And God the Holy Spirit. Amen.
He also unveiled the Chamber's logo and commissioned its administrative office in Port Harcourt. In his speech, the Executive Director of Finance and Administration noted that all is in place for the smooth takeoff and running of the ND-SITMA.
During the flag off ceremony of this executive program, I did mention that the Commission will be investing whopping 30 billion naira. Today, we shall make good that promise by releasing the sum of 10 billion naira. Be fair and just to everybody in the region. It doesn't matter where you come from. Ensure that everybody who comes to do business with you meets that criteria. The 10 billion is the test case. When you manage it well, we will release the other 20 billion.
He also added that henceforth, the NDDC will only engage the services of contractors that are duly and properly registered with the Niger Delta Chamber of Commerce. The chairman of the Board of Directors, Ambassador Ogan, who thanked the leadership of the Commission for the opportunity to serve the people of the region, outlined numerous values the chambers will add to both individuals and businesses in the region.
Our purpose is clear: to serve as a catalyst for development across all tiers of the economy, from nano and micro businesses to medium-sized enterprises and large industries. This platform will facilitate job creation, skills development, innovation, export growth and productive partnerships.
The inauguration ceremony also featured goodwill messages from prominent representatives of national organizations, including the Nigerian Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, NASIMA, and the Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria, SMEDEN, and the Nigerian Association of Small and Medium Enterprises, NASME, among other notable bodies.
I want to congratulate you because what we are doing today is the highest form of collaboration. We are happy that NDDC, through the special grace of God and with the blessing of the MD has come to collaborate with us. And I can assure the people of Niger that it will not be the same anymore.
Recent data from the Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria, SMEDEN, shows that SMEs contribute about 48% to Nigeria's GDP and make up 96% of all businesses in the country. However, businesses domiciled in the oil-rich Niger Delta region have struggled over the years. Therefore, the establishment of the Niger Delta Chamber of Commerce will give these small and medium-scale businesses in the region the needed boost to contribute to the country's GDP, as well as inspire a new generation of business owners that will create meaningful job opportunities for the region's youth population, in line with the wider drive of the NDDC to ensure shared prosperity in the oil-rich region.
Inside the Niger Delta.
Residents and community leaders across Nigeria's oil-rich Niger Delta region are raising concerns over what they say is the ongoing invasion of their lands by Fulani herders. The people who continue to protest against the activities of herders noted that the invaders willfully allow their cows to feast on their crops and destroy their farm, rape their women, and also maim and kill residents who dare question or confront them. The people are calling on the federal and subnational governments as well as security agencies to urgently wade in to stem the attacks that has become unbearable in recent months.
These are residents of Okutukutu community in Yenogwa Council area of Bayelsa State taken to the street to protest the activities of herders in their area. According to the angry protesters, Fulani herders have turned their farmlands into grazing fields, destroying crops and threatening their livelihoods.
As I dey work now, see Aboki can't come. He can't pursue me. I can't say Aboki can't carry a cow. Aboki says, "She kai, you kai." Now so this mama enter my farm, the operator. Oh God. If you enter my farm, look at feel look me, look at feel look my farm. The moment my farm that they enter the farm, I put the cassava down, I put them down, I put them down. The cows have got to shop some.
They are destroying our farm. They are raping our women. We can't go farm now. Now we are staying at home. Because of this farm, that is why we are taking the farm to train our children. So we plead government to come in and rescue us.
The most painful aspect of it is when they spend money to clear this farm. At the end of the day, when the crops are growing up, they will go to the farm and find out that the herdsmen have destroyed this crop intentionally.
It will be recalled that it was these same concerns over recurring clashes between host communities and migrant herders that prompted 17 southern governors to meet in Asaba, Delta State, back in May 2021, where they unanimously resolved to ban open grazing in their respective states. Many of these states, including those in the Niger Delta, went on to pass laws to enforce the ban. But nearly 4 years later, the crisis appears to be escalating, with increasing reports across states like Edo, Rivers, Akwa Ibom, Cross River, Imo, and Abia states, where communities continue to lament the destruction of farmlands allegedly perpetrated by Fulani herdsmen. Residents in Akure, the capital of Ondo State, who recently took to the street in protest, say they can no longer sleep with their two eyes closed or access their farmlands freely due to the activities of violent Fulani herdsmen.
Chief fi gbogbo nǹkan tó ṣe sílẹ̀ ó kó àwọn ọmọ ẹbí 150 wọn kọjá síbẹ̀ àjọ lọ ní evidence wà lọ́wọ́ mi gbogbo fídíò tí mo ṣe nu gbọ́nbẹ̀ tí nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Ondo State. Nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ni pé àwọn Fúlàní wọ́n máa ń ba nǹkan wa jẹ́ a kì í dá sí wọn ṣùgbọ́n àtidésì báyìí wọ́n wá nínú oko tèmi ní ó tọ́pẹ́ yẹn ní ọ̀sẹ̀ kejì ni wọ́n wá síbẹ̀ tí wọ́n wá dì sọ gbogbo nǹkan tó wà ńbẹ̀ tí wọ́n dẹ̀ kó owó àti gbogbo nǹkan tó kó lọ. tọ́dé yìí náà wá kidnap ọmọ mi méjì ọmọ iṣẹ́ mi méjì.
The situation is not different in Delta State, where residents who were sharing their harrowing experiences at a recent event called for swift and decisive government action against these herders whom they say are killing and maiming community members.
Please, let government talk to these people, give them words to hear. We are running out of patience.
They have seized over 5 communities in the world. You cannot even enter. People have packed away from it. Our grammar school have been taken over by them. Grammar school have been taken over by them. Our have been taken over. So far so good. Now, there is nothing we are doing in the world. They even came to the town with all their rifle, everything on their body. You cannot even enter from all there. So now the fear is everywhere in the world, kingdom. We are calling on the state government to come to our aid.
Ordinarily, Fulani people are very good. Outside people are very good. Cows have been there. They don't destroy crops. Why is all of a sudden they start killing people? Who purchases all those AK-47 for them? Who arms them? So we want government to look at that side of it.
Meanwhile, the governor of Bayelsa State, Doye Diri, who gave a marching order to security agencies in the state, say wanton killing of residents and destruction of farmlands would no longer be tolerated across the oil-rich state.
We have laws governing Bayelsa State, and one of it is anti-open grazing, and that nobody should bring his cattle or herds to Bayelsa and begin to go into farmlands, and harass and intimidate the rightful owners of the place. If you want to sell your cattle, you are free to do so, but not to come and do open grazing. And so going forward, I still want to charge you to be vigilant. And let us not allow our laws to be trampled upon by anybody in the state.
For many who have lost either loved ones or their valuable investment to this security threat, it is past time for just laws and pronouncement, insisting that the government and security agencies must act decisively in tackling these and other security concerns to allow the people lead a peaceful and happy lives.
Inside the Niger Delta.
As part of efforts to empower the youth and enhance security across Delta State, Governor Sheriff Oborevwori has unveiled plans to conduct a specialized information and communication technology ICT training for security personnel and young people in the state. The state webmaster, Mr. Louis Zuokumo Uziobe, who made this known recently, said the initiative, which will kick off later this month, is designed to equip participants with cutting-edge digital skills that will position them to take advantage of the vast potentials in the evolving world of technology.
With information and communication technology, ICT, now serving as the cornerstone of innovation, security, and global connectivity, acquiring digital skill is now more than ever becoming a necessity rather than a choice. The tech space undoubtedly holds great potential for Nigeria's teeming young population who are struggling to rise above unemployment and underemployment. For the Delta State government, which is leaving no stone unturned in its search for meaningful engagement for its young population, the state webmaster Mr. Louis Osiobe revealed that the government is exploring partnerships in this area to train young people and security agents in the state.
It's actually a program whereby the state government has been able to secure for the very first quarter 1,000 scholarship program, certificate program with an international organization called Upgraded Era to help the youths get across the line in terms of reducing cybercrime and youth, gainfully engaging this youth in meaningful stuff that takes their mind off all of this yahoo stuff that they, as they call it, and move them from where they are to where they are supposed to be. And he has also secured 600 slots for law enforcement agencies across Delta State.
Founder of the Cybersecurity Challenge Nigeria Initiative, Mr. Victor Idono, The firm that will be conducting the training commended the governor and his team for keying into this global technological evolution. He added that this would indeed empower beneficiaries with necessary skills to thrive and contribute to the economy of the state.
Beyond what we are used to in Delta State, youths will now have an avenue to see what is happening in the global community, which is why we are grateful to His Excellency for his approval for this. And of course, we are very certain and sure that at the end of the program, youths that will participate and will be beneficiaries of this scholarship, they are going to be very, very grateful for the result they are going to get out of this program.
The ICT training, especially for security agents, will add value to the entire security ecosystem in the state, as officers will be empowered to leverage technology in intelligence gathering and crime prevention, particularly in tackling cybercrime, which has become a goldmine of a sort for many young people across the country, as well as issues like kidnapping and banditry, in line with the more agenda of the administration, which promised, among other things, enhanced peace and security for all Deltans.
Inside the Niger Delta, AKUGHA Group, oil and gas, dredging, power and air transportation. AKUGHA Group, petroleum product sufficiency, energy sustainability and infrastructure development.
It has been almost a month since President Bola Tinubu declared a state of emergency in Rivers State, and the federal government-appointed sole administrator who assumed control of the oil state has since made several sweeping changes that are continuing to stir debate among residents and political observers alike. These include the dissolution of all political appointments, including board chairmen and members of various government agencies. Most recently, he appointed administrators for local councils across the state, despite a standing court restriction, and also named a new chairman and members for the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, RESEC. While this continues to generate varying reactions and even protests in the state, opinions remain divided on the state of emergency to begin with. Some believe the president acted in good faith, while others argue that the suspension of a democratically elected governor and state legislators is totally uncalled for.
We feel that in a democratic setting, declaration of a state of emergency is a bit extreme. But the Constitution provides for it, Section 305, as you rightly quoted. All that is required is after the president has issued such proclamation, it will be published in a public gazette of the government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and transmitted to the National Assembly, where both houses will, by resolution, 2/3 majority resolution, approve. So, the president, as far as I'm concerned, has acted in accordance with the provisions of the 1999 Constitution. And there is nothing abnormal in what he has done. What I have noticed is that some people have changed the narrative. They have changed it to blaming particular individuals. They blamed it. Some have said, oh, the president has even taken sides. He's partisan. Some have said, oh, they've issued out suspension to House of Assembly and the governor. Nothing has happened to the minister. And I think it's the minister in the picture. Is the minister either the governor or the House of Assembly of the state? I cannot understand.
Meanwhile, the Rivers Elders Forum, led by its chairman, Chief Rufus Ada George, who had earlier called on the president to reverse the state of emergency, addressed a press conference on recent developments in the state under the leadership of the sole administrator.
What powers, what rights have the sole administrator to be an executive, to start reappointing administrators at the local government level and the Civil Service Commission? So we couldn't understand the rationale behind it, which in our opinion is very unconstitutional. I don't think he has the right to do it, and he should not have done it.
But my anxiety, my quarrel with the issue is that even though the sole administrator has done it, my point is that this has been done by the Minister of Federal Capital Territory, Miki. I am directly accusing him of trying to set ablaze River State. He had made a statement when he was talking of having control of his political units and so on. He made a reference to the point that he could set ablaze states where the governors did not share his views, his opinion in things he wanted to achieve, where they are not allowing him. He will set ablaze those states. And that is exactly what I think he's trying to do in River State. And we will not, enough is enough. We will not allow him to set River State ablaze anymore.
You can watch the full-length interview and press briefing on our YouTube channel at NDNTV Nigeria.
Inside the Niger Delta.
As more Africans in diaspora exploit genetic examinations to trace their ancestral roots, the Obong of Calabar, His Eminence, Edidem Ekpo Okon Abasi Otu V, is urging traditional leaders and institutions in Nigeria to welcome returnees with open arms. The first-class monarch, who reaffirmed his commitment to uniting all Efik people worldwide regardless of their country of residence, says embracing returning descendants will strengthen reintegration efforts and preserve cultural ties that transcend time and borders. The Obong of Calabar made a call at his Adabio country home in Calabar last week when he received a returnee from Cameroon who traced her lineage to the Efik kingdom.
The British Parliament abolished the transatlantic slave trade in May 1807, followed by the United States in 1808. However, the illegal trade persisted and did not fully end until the early 1870s. Efforts to repatriate many of the freed slaves back to their ancestral homes in Africa were largely unsuccessful, leaving hundreds of thousands scattered across the world, including in parts of Africa with little to no knowledge of their ancestral roots. Southerners, particularly Niger Deltans who occupy the Atlantic coastline, were among the most affected by the transatlantic slave trade. In addition to this human displacement, numerous cultural and traditional artifacts were looted during the colonial raids that accompanied and facilitated the slave trade. However, technological advancements in recent years are offering hope to individuals seeking to trace their true identity through high-tech genetic examination. For many who succeed in this quest, they often make emotional journeys back to their newfound ancestral lands, with the visits turning into celebrations of some sort. This was the case in Calabar last week when His Eminence Edidem Ekpo Okon Abasi Otu V, the Obong of Calabar, warmly received a returnee from Cameroon at his Adiabo country home.
Oye, effrayé brutal. Effrayé brutal. Effrayé brutal.
The woman, who was accompanied by her son and other family members, was given a ceremonial welcome by the people amidst cheers and dancing. In recent times, several notable figures such as the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle, renowned Christian preacher Bishop T.D. Jakes, and Hollywood actor Forrest Whitaker have traced their ancestral roots to southern Nigeria. Some of them have even journeyed to connect with their heritage and deepen their understanding of their African lineage. The Obong emphasized that this growing global movement highlighted the need for African communities to welcome their lost descendants and foster a sense of unity that transcends time and borders.
Let others try as much as possible to embrace their brothers, kith and kin. It doesn't mean because they were far away, they were left behind, and as such, you won't want to embrace them and let them come close and come and enjoy what their parentage looks like. So here, we open our doors and we make sure that it's real, because we'll scrutinize and find out it's not just something in a fanfare. Look at it, it's not fanfareism. We scrutinize and find out and trace to the roots before this exercise happens. And that is that these are real children in this family.
For the returnee, this homecoming marks a profound moment of reconnection.
It's beyond words. This has been a journey since when I was the primary school young, and I had to seek for my roots. So I'm just so happy that when I come knocking on the doors were open and I was accepted. And that just finalized my journey in life.
While Africans across the globe continue to trace their roots and reconnect with their ancestral heritage, some of the continent's looted cultural artifacts are also finally making their way back home. Recently, a number of treasured pieces taken during the infamous British invasion of Benin in 1897 were formally received by the Omonoba Nedo Ukwakolopolo Oba Iware II. This is a significant step in the ongoing global campaign for the repatriation of thousands of historical artifacts still sitting on shelves in museums and private collections around the world back to their homes of origin.
Inside the Niger Delta.
Well, that's where we draw the curtain on the program for today. Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region. We'll be back same time, same station next week. Until then, you can follow us on our social media handles showing right now on your screens. And please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NDNTV Nigeria. Until next week, I am MAMODE AKUGHA thanking you for staying tuned. Bye for now.